I'll catch you later.
Later, Blake.
Bye, Blake.
You recording?
Yes.
We enter into the studio of Miranda Esper, and she is in full Macarla makeup and outfit and says, "Welcome back, dear viewers, to our Offbeat melody. Yes, that's right, it's me, Macarla, the Mistress of Midnight. It's been a while since I've been on the conductor of this little orchestra, hasn't it? Oh, sure, my alter ego had to go a few times, but that's not quite the same. Well, no need to dwell on it. When last we left our heroes, they had been thrown into yet another witching hour by the strange and off-putting man in black, Indrid Cold.
Oh, hi.
Cold gave them an ultimatum: give him Mothman, or he'll end up give him Mothman, and he'll end the witching hours for good, or refuse and be stuck in bewitched melody forever. Of course, Mothman weighed in by finally cashing in his favor with Kaiko, asking for one simple thing: the death of Indrid Cold. But what is Indrid Cold, really? And why does Mothman need help in slaying him? And do our heroes really have a chance of slaying such a mythic figure when the supernatural phenomena of melody are all out at their strongest during the witching hour? And perhaps most importantly, where is Zoe in all of this? Find out on tonight's verse of Offbeat Melody. So, Zoe,
Yes.
you were out on a hike with the general through the woods. Just a fun morning hike. And as you're hiking with your cat through the notoriously safe woods of Melody,
This does not sound like something Zoe would do. She found a disembodied barb in these woods.
you feel an air pressure shift and reflexively close your eyes and rub your forehead as there's pressure on your sinuses. Your ears pop, and when you open your eyes, the position of the trees around you is slightly but noticeably different. And the lighting is different as the sky has turned purple.
God, not again.
Huh, I didn't ever think purple for a second there.
So, it's a witching hour, and you're stuck here with your cat all alone in the woods.
Fuck. Fuck.
Would you like to read a bad situation?
Sure I would. That is... That is sharp. Okay. Yeah. 6.
Okay, give me a
That's
sec.
not a good start, Zoe.
Okay, I'll get down to read a bad situation. That was a 6, you say?
Yeah. I think that's a failure.
That is a failure. You get to ask no questions.
Oh no. Could the general read a bad situation?
Nope.
Oh no. She has picked up the general and clutched him to her chest.
Alright, you're alone in the woods. They stretch out as far as the eye can see. What do you do?
Going to attempt and walk back the way I came.
Well, problem. All the trees are now positioned differently. So, while you could walk backwards, you can't be fully sure that is the way you came.
I pull out
Like,
my
looking
cell phone.
behind you, nothing looks familiar other than the fact that there's just, a lot of trees.
I pull out my cell phone.
Alright. You pull out your cell phone, you turn it on, and the screen is covered in eyes.
Oh, there was just one eye last time.
Nope, there's a lot this time.
Oh! You're different. I don't like different. Can you talk this time?
Yes. Shh, Bob! No. We can talk. Damn it, Bob!
Thank you, Bob!
You're welcome.
So, you guys got a GPS in there or something?
Depends. Can we have your skin?
No. No!
For no.
Why do you want my skin?
What about your blood? What about her legs? She won't be gross.
She jabs one of her eyes.
Ow! Ow! Ah! Ah!
That's what you get for being weird.
You're asking for legs. That is weird. But you do have a lot of excess skin, though.
No, I don't.
I mean, yeah. Do you really need all of it?
Yes?
Some of us don't have any skin. Yeah, some of us don't have any skin.
You were
Skin
clearly
hoarder.
like this, so you don't need skin.
Oh, I see. Sitting in your ivory tower, telling us that I don't need skin when you have all the skin.
Okay. I'm sorry. If I ever find any excess skin that nobody needs or nobody's using, and will cause nobody any harm, maybe I'll bring it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The fucking skin hoarder here. You're gonna find more skin for your hoard, and then maybe the peons can have some
She closes
skin.
the phone.
You have,
Okay. Think this clear, Zoe. You talked to a monster before. Let's try this again. Opens it back up. Hi, guys.
this time there's a smile.
Oh. I don't know which is creepier.
Hello, Zoe.
What?
Hello.
Hi.
What would you like to know, Zoe?
Who are you?
A friend.
Yeah, no, that's the opposite of convincing.
Oh. So, what would you like to know, Zoe?
Is this gonna cost me my soul or something?
Would you like to know what's behind you right now?
Fuck. Baby.
Well, why don't you just turn around and look?
She throws her phone behind her.
Okay. You chuck your phone behind you. Do you look when you chuck your phone?
Yes.
Okay, so you turn around and you chuck your phone into the woods, and as you look, your eyes trail up, and you see, perched on a tree branch, a large, white, furry creature.
Walkman?
Muffin!
Your first feeling is, oh, man, yeah. That's your first thought, and anatomically they're similar, but in terms of puppetry, if Mothman is proportioned sort of like an Ernie, this thing is proportioned more like a bird. Its torso is very long and either has a neck or is just stretches upwards in a way Mothman's doesn't. Its eyes are a bit closer together and its head more narrow. And the big furry wings that it's currently got wrapped around its body terminate in, instead of like a point, sort of a flat, almost squarish shape with 3 long fingers protruding from the end. You can also see, on the top of its sort of trash can lid head, which is more dinner plate sized on this creature because it's much more narrow. The furry rim of its upper lip is cleft a little bit in the middle, and you can see some of the sharp teeth protruding from beneath the cleft.
Delightful. Howdy, friend.
It stares at you.
So, I'd like to dark negotiator.
Okay.
I can use the manipulate someone move on monsters as well as people, as long as they can reason and talk.
All right.
Yeah, that is a fuck.
Not Muffmanu, I've come to bargain.
That's a 6. I failed again.
I've come to get bargain.
Okay, so your approach is completely wrong. You offend and anger the target.
What? Oh no!
So say what you wanted to say.
So, just be a little lost, and you look kind of familiar, like someone I know. Think you could help me out a little bit?
The creature stares at you for a moment.
I can't believe Zoe's fucking dead, guys.
I know. Zoe
Yeah.
whispers into the general's ear, "Find help!" And she puts him down, slowly.
General nods and rushes towards the creature.
Oh, I
And
am the help.
leaps up, claws out, baring its fangs. The creature swings out one of its wings and smacks the general, but the general digs his claws into the wing and begins, shredding at it. The creature stares at the general for a moment before reaching over with its other wing, and those three long talons grip the general and rip it off its wing, allowing the general tearing off bits of fur and skin and flesh from the wing in the process before chucking the general like hundreds of feet into the forest.
Zoe chucks her baseball bat at it.
You chuck the baseball bat at it. The baseball bat also strikes the creature in the head and bounces off, and the creature doesn't even flinch. It just turns its gaze to you. And then its furry upper lip quivers upward so it can grin.
You better not hurt my cat, you fuck!
It spreads its wings wide, and you know how when a bird of prey is really pissed, it does that thing where it spreads its wings out in front of it, almost like shields? It does that and begins to stalk towards you, its head lowered, its mouth quivering with slimy drool.
Zoe turns and runs.
Cool. I think that would be an act under pressure.
Oh, Zoe, please roll. Please roll well this time.
Why wasn't Zoe in this arc? Because she died.
That's a 7.
7. Okay, so you were trying to run away.
Yes. And
Okay.
That's an experience point.
Okay.
I was looking for a knife.
As you're trying to run away, there is a route in your path that you don't see until it's too late, and I'm going to give you some choices as to what you can do. You can trip over the route and fall, dealing 1 non-lethal harm to yourself as you scrape your knee.
Okay.
You can try to swerve out of the route's way, and veer off in the direction you were going, possibly getting further lost in the woods. Or you can hop over the route, but in the process get so excited that you exclaim loudly, possibly drawing more attention to your situation.
Go for the route. None of these options are good.
Yeah, so which one was it that you chose?
I'm jumping over the route and screaming.
Alright. You jump over the route and scream, and for a moment everything in the forest goes still.
I'm dead.
And then you hear noises. The Mothman-ish creature stops, lifts its head up, looks around, and then flaps its wings hard as it goes up into the sky and away from this area.
Oh. Oh no.
And you hear the growls of various creatures coming from pretty much all directions. Would you like to read a bad situation again?
Hmm. 10 is 11.
Shit, that's good. So you get a hold of 3. Here are your questions you can ask. What's your best way in? which I don't think you really give a shit about at this point. What's your best way out? Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to you, and what's the best way to protect the victims? Looking at the questions, I think the three that you'd probably want to ask are, what's your best way out? Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? And what's the biggest threat?
Yes, that's
Okay.
good.
Okay, what's your best way out? As the forest sort of comes alive, you look around and you notice a sort of firelight, like a campfire, in one direction, which would say something civilized. And so that is heading in that direction is probably the best way to get out of immediate danger. Because if something's bold enough to have a campfire light, it's probably badass enough to keep most of these things at bay. Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? Yeah, there's shitloads. You realize that some of the trees are now beginning to move and unfurling into vaguely humanoid shapes.
Oh,
You see something shifting in the dirt about 50 feet down the slope of the forest in your direction.
familiar to our giant worm friend.
I mean, it's something burrowing under the ground, so yes, in that regard.
Oh, that was
And you also notice a lot of shadows flying in the sky. But as for the biggest threat, you feel a cold chill. And you see about 80 feet away in the direction opposite of the campfire, there is a long, gaunt humanoid figure, and the cold wind seems to be emanating from that thing as it slowly stalks towards you on two long legs.
Oh
Going
shit!
for the campfire.
Okay. So I'm going to say this is another act under pressure.
Oh, of course it is. Zoe, please. Yeah. Oh god. Zoe's dead.
What'd you
She
get?
failed. She got a 3.
Have you considered using one of your luck points?
Yeah, you can use your luck to instantly succeed in the roll.
This definitely seems like a situation.
Yeah, you gotta use one of my luck points. Okay, luck point notched, and I leveled up from the failure.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I don't think you need to kill Zoe, just she rolled like absolute garbage.
Good God, she did.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
2 6s, an 11, and a 3.
Okay. You get out of there. You book it, and you get out. You hear all sorts of horrible things behind you as you're moving. And the howling of the wind gets very intense for a moment, but eventually, as the campfire becomes more and more clear, the noises die down. And when you reach the campfire, everything is calm and not quiet, but noisy in the way forests should be noisy. There's the sound of birds chirping and, chipmunks doing shit. The campfire itself, it's set up like a campsite, and it's clearly in use. There's a pot of something, and like on a cooker over the fire. There's skewers and like a bag of marshmallows. So someone's clearly out here.
Okay. Oh, do I? Don't I?
Oh there, stranger!
She falls backwards.
You see a man emerge from the woods. He's got like a flannel shirt and
Oh, no.
overalls and great big boots, and he's like ripped. He's like he's not fat, but he's like barrel chested, like he's stocky. He's got that sort of stout strength, and
Son of a
his head is
bitch.
a black gaping hole in reality.
Oh, okay.
He's what?
His head is a black gaping hole in reality.
Oh, are you gonna kill me too?
No. I'd offer you some s'mores.
S'mores sound kind of great right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Here then, and he reaches with his great big muscly hairy hands and tenderly opens the bag of marshmallows, gives you a marshmallow, and then he reaches into a bag that's been set up camp and opens it up and reveals some like Hershey's bars and graham crackers. And he toasts you a s'more. Perfectly toasting the marshmallow so that it's like, you know, that sort of orangey golden brown, with very few charred pieces.
Delicious.
Yeah, it fucking is.
Hi, by the way,
Yes, hello. What are you doing in the woods?
getting chased by monsters.
Aren't we all?
It doesn't look like you are.
The most dangerous monsters are the ones we carry inside us.
That doesn't help, you know.
I'm sorry, but sometimes it's good to think philosophically. And he lifts his s'more to his head, and you see it get spaghettified like if it was being sucked into a black hole.
Thank you very much.
My name's the Lumberjack.
Thank you, Mr. the Lumberjack.
Yes, that is the correct way to pronounce it.
Gotcha. Where are we?
The woods!
I should have seen that coming.
Yes, the woods are outside Melody. Have you ever heard of the town of Melody? It's
I
very
live in
small.
Melody.
Ah! Good, a citizen.
I don't know how I got here. I mean, I've been in Bewitched Melody before, but I don't.
Well, witching hours
I don't
happen at
know.
the strangest times, young friend. At any time, really.
I saw some things in the woods. Are you familiar with things that live here?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so there was something that kind of looked like Mothman, but if he was, you know, turned into a pole. There was some weird gaunt figure that made everything hold. The trees came to life. I lost my cat.
Your cat?
My cat.
Your cat's lost in the woods?
She actually starts crying when she thinks about the general being lost.
There, and he pats you on the back very, very kindly, and then reaches into his tent and pulls out the largest fucking axe you've ever seen.
Time to get shit done.
Can't have lost cats in the woods. Come,
Oh.
we'll find your cat.
Okay. I gotta save the general.
So, he leads you through the woods, and at one point he stops by a tree, hefts his axe, and swings it right into the tree, and you hear a scream as he clefts the tree in twain, and it falls into this humanoid tree figure, sap bleeding out of its bisected torso.
Someone's chasing me.
And he lifts his axe up and splits the thing's head vertically like a hot dog.
Jesus.
She throws up.
Nasty things. He dips his finger into the sack, into the sap, and then lifts it to his black hole face, which spaghettifies the sap. That'll make good flapjack.
Oh.
He grabs the hide behind's body and puts it into his sack on his back. Come, let's find your cat.
What is this thing?
Ah, it's a hide behind.
Hide behind what?
Anything. Trees, rocks. Sometimes they hide in plain sight.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yes. They like leading travelers off deep into the woods, never to be seen again. That's why I chop them up.
That's good.
Yes. And their blood makes delicious syrup.
Oh, I can never eat pancakes again.
Of course you can! Pancakes are the greatest food. Though we call them griddle cakes out here in the woods.
Gotcha.
No pans, only griddles.
What? Do you know what the other two were? one looks like a gaunter Mothman. One looks like a really tall, skinny person. It was really
So-
cold.
What's a Mothman? Is that what it sounds like?
Beast of Sky. Beast of Sky.
A beast of sky, so like a bird.
Oh no, it kind of. You know what a moth is, right?
Sky beast.
You know, beast of sky, beast of water, beast of land.
Could you be talking about the Melody Spook?
The melody spook.
Old Shaggy Wing.
Maybe. Do I remember if that's a name he was called?
The Grim Angel of Melody.
Is
Spectre
that
of
his
Grief.
name? Maybe. His head opens like a trash can lid.
Yes! Old Shaggy Wings, that's what we call
Okay.
him.
Okay. Has there always been two of him?
Two?
Yes.
Sure there's only one Old Shaggy Wing.
Yeah, I saw another one. It's what hurt my cat. It looked like old Shaggy Wing, but it was skinnier and taller, and had fingers.
Shaggy Wings doesn't have fingers.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, besides, it's all about everything. Everything's weird here.
Eventually you get used to it.
Hopefully. What about the cold guy?
Well, cold guy.
Yeah, tall, really skinny,
Oh,
cold.
oh. You don't want to talk about Old Bloody Eyes. You felt a deathly chill, didn't you?
Yes,
Did the wind kick up,
yes.
gnawing at your very bones?
You know, this isn't actually helping.
That's Old Bloody Eye.
Oh.
You feel like that, you run. You run from that cold. That's the kind of cold you can't get warm from.
That's how I found you.
Yes, well, I do have an astounding campfire.
Thank you, the lumberjack.
I remember Old Bloody Eyes. I was out here in the woods, back when there were other lumberjacks. They
Oh,
were trying to get timber. It was the middle of June. Shouldn't have been snow in the middle of June.
he has no eyes, but I can still see the non-flashbacks.
And the snow came, all the same. Up to our knees it was. One by one, we fell to the snow. And we heard the wind howling. Aren't you hungry? Don't you need to eat? There's meat right there for you.
Oh,
Rest of the lumberjacks, they caved. But eyes abstained. I watched one by one. They turned from men into monsters. Then I chopped all their heads off.
oh. Okay. That's good. That's good, right?
That's murder. That's when I learned I belonged to the woods.
Oh, I'm really grateful you're here.
Old Bloody Eyes mocked me that day. Said for all my values I was no different than a beast. Maybe he's
mean-
right. And maybe someday I'll split his skull like this hide behind. Let's find your cat.
Yes. Okay. Cat. Yes. if I could say something, Mister Lumberjack.
Yep.
Yeah, you did kill them, but it doesn't sound like they were themselves anymore. I don't think they would have wanted to keep going if they had a choice.
We could rationalize what we do. And maybe I was in the right. I made the choice. I live with the consequence.
She pats him on the arm.
Let's find your cat.
Thank you.
Okay, the rest of you. Zoe's safe with a lumberjack. It's fine. Totally sane, rational lumberjack. So, the rest
Totally
of you.
sane lumberjack that the entire forest avoids.
Last I remember, we were mucking around in the woods a bit, trying to get the scope of things, figure out what the fuck in.
I thought we had visited the swordsmith.
No, we hadn't
thinking
done
of-
that. That was one of the ideas, but
We
were trying to.
saw Mallory in the comic store.
Yeah, you found Mallory in the comic store. The last big thing I remember was the Anguirus monster, but I think there was some stuff after that.
We
The
saw that
asphalt
in the
monster.
house.
We went to Myth House. We found out that Kaiko has a living bomb inside of her, basically.
Yeah, essentially. Oh,
Yeah,
Zoe and Celia do too.
What?
Zoe doesn't know yet.
Those spectral parasites you guys have, they're fun.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's basically a gray ticking time bomb. So
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Find about them. So if
I mean, it's less a time bomb, because a time bomb, makes it sound like there's a clock you have to beat out. It's more like it's waiting for a particular stimulus to explode. So it's more like a landmine.
I'm glad Zoe hasn't heard this yet.
yeah, it's basically the battle royale bomb collar.
Yeah.
Except with a much larger payload.
Total human combustion. Spontaneous, you might say.
Also, Isaac gave armor to Ilya and Hal.
Good. That's good.
Kaiko,
Everything's awful right now.
Kaiko
So-
is still pretty upset and pretty freaked out, but it's also
So where were you guys when we last left off? My brain's a
we
little
were-
bit hazy.
Okay.
It's
We
been a
were
couple of weeks.
leaving Myth House and going to the swordsmith.
No, we stopped at the comic book shop because we saw the doctor working there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're in one of the time things. That's kind of neat," which wasn't suspicious at all.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of obvious that she would be one of the people who notices the witching hour because she's experienced supernatural phenomena. That's the prerequisite.
Yeah, we called her help in several things.
You guys specifically got her involved.
Right.
also.
I mean-
also she's a bit more pissed off that we found her working at the comic shop than the fact that there's a
It's like her last weekend working there or something.
Going from doctor to retail worker is not exactly going up in the world.
Celia's going to wait outside.
Kaiko still is in a very. So Kaiko is going to try to rack her brain since she can't get access to. Oh, wait a minute. Kaiko has a brief epiphany. If Oren went through these things before, maybe the Wax Museum is still. We can get more information on Men in Black and Melody, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Hulk Waddle is looking at the comic books. He can't read them, of course, but
As some of you are in the comic book shop and some of you are outside it, you hear some peppy music playing nearby, and it comes closer and closer. And as you look at the street, you see a bunch of cute little cats playing instruments and standing on two legs while wearing little marching band uniforms.
Oh.
And they just pass by on the street doing a little cat parade.
Huh.
Oh.
Randall will wave at them.
Cats.
Cats, man.
Meow,
That's
meow,
how-
meow, 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 meow.
Recognize any of them, Hal?
Recognize them.
Do I?
None of these are your cats.
No, those are completely different magical cats.
There are many
Maybe
magic
they're
tribes
going
in
towards the
Melody.
cat.
Wait,
Hal said that with a
Hal.
completely blank, straight face.
These are my magical cats.
Hell, you have magical cats?
Apparently.
Jellica
I must-
cats are magical. Sorry.
I
You all
must
the guys look at who's saying that and instantly start curb stomping it. Whoever starts singing that.
No, the parade cats are kind and gentle creatures.
Yeah, but all cats have the instinctual kill switch to kill Tom Hooper abominations.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyhow,
The general killed Lapins.
you were saying El Coatl.
Oh, yes. I did not know you had magical cats. Hal, I wish to come see them at some point.
Well, they're all over the place, so sure, why not?
Excellent. I will meet them at your house.
Wasn't he
I think
there
El
when
Coatl's
Grandmother
met
Joey's
the
cat?
general.
He's met
Oh,
the
yeah.
general, but he didn't know it was a magical cat.
I didn't know it was magical. This is
It's just
entirely
a cat you guys stuck in a hazmat suit for some reason.
Yeah.
It's understandable. You wish to protect your pet cat. I did not realize it was magical.
Does anyone know about any other MIB phenomenon Melody besides? I imagine Mallory's still here, so.
MIB phenomena. Well,
Yeah, what did we have gotten a briefing from Spindle on that? Like competition?
see, aliens aren't entirely my focus. There's overlap, but there aren't any shady government organizations that investigate phenomena. So if you're thinking Barry Sonnenfeld style MIB, you're not getting that.
I'm thinking more people like Weird Fuck McGee who has a problem situation.
I don't know of any Men in Black sightings where the Men in Black's name is Weird Fuck McGee. Some UFO witnesses in the area have reported experiencing visits by men in black or gray clothing, often trimmed with fur, who had a strange pallor about them and gave bizarre, obviously fake names like Mr. Wood or Mr. Cold or Mr. Stick.
Oh, God.
I feel called out. My last name is Wood, so.
The thing is, none of these situations are particularly notable. There's no melody-specific nature to the phenomenon. I think that we are operating under the assumption that Men in Black phenomena sightings are some sort of extraterrestrial or extraplanar activity. That there are something that does not want humanity to open its third eye, if you will, to the supernatural phenomena, and that's why these things are sent out. Or paradoxically knows that by telling humans not to look for something, they are only inclined to look for it more, and are using these threats to convince us to open our third eye. But I don't know of any deeper theory that you have to get someone that's someone who's an expert in that subject. She says, clearly stopping Josiah saying getting someone at Spindle. Because Mallory's not the best at the undercover shit.
Yeah, that kind of led to her banning.
Fired.
Before we figure out anything else, I think we need to get more information of what we're dealing with. So, the most I can think of is getting it to the Wax Museum, but I don't know if it's even here in this version of reality.
That place has the Duchess Scissorjaw.
And,
That's supernatural phenomena. It's gonna be here.
okay, so
I've been wondering what those three would look like in this side.
okay, so that might be our best option if we want to try to get information to figure.
I did not know we had royalty in town.
Okay, so
Reptilian royalty, even.
okay. So I think that is our best bet than going to a swordsmith.
To the Wax Museum?
I think that's probably our best bet at this point in time. More information is because we got almost nothing else to go on right now.
Plus, it would be good to touch base with Orin if he's there.
If he's there.
But knowing his history, he's probably somewhere in with us.
That or his bunker. Which I'm not gonna go through the woods trying to find that.
Might not even be here.
Yeah, let's see if we're one of the more stoner hide behinds, or some sort of big lumberjack spirit or something.
Stoner hide behind?
You're not here, Zoe. Shut up. Yeah, there's a hide behind that lives by Kaiko's house, who is basically your average stoner atheist on YouTube.
Oh god. Did you chop him down?
No, he just went back to the woods because he's chill. He lives by Kaiko's house.
Okay, cool.
Excuse me, I need to go take a break real quick.
I started the recording as you said that.
Anyway, you all still hear Celia scream really loudly.
Oh, hi, audience. It's me, Indrid Cold. Everyone's
Indrid, get out of here.
Shut up, Drake. I'm talking to audience. We had technical difficulties, but we're back now. I think my friends were going to grocery store. Let's watch.
Anyway, yeah, Celia did actually scream.
Somewhere in the woods.
Everyone
Zoe
was
hears
outside.
screaming.
Celia standing there with her katana lodged into the ground and piercing through her shoe. Guys, I was playing with my sword and I think I stabbed myself in the foot.
Oh.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
Grendel will move
Celia,
over.
you do not. Don't stop it.
Wait a second. Why does that hurt?
yeah, are you actually feeling pain dealt to the flame?
Yes? It's kind of like when you bump into something that doesn't hurt, but you still scream in pain as a reaction. Sorry.
It's quite literally, in more ways than one, phantom pain in this situation.
Grendel will pat her back lightly and goes,
Oh God.
"He's all right."
Whoa. That's
Oh, god damn it, Kay.
the one woman whale from Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain.
Yeah. That's Sylvia after she stabbed her foot.
He's gonna be all right. He's gonna get it fixed up in a hurry.
So, where were we? Oh, right. The Wax Museum, right? Best idea so far?
So far, only idea, but yeah, seems to be logical to me. Let's see where else we would get answers
The
to
cats are
this
still
shit.
marching down the street.
Wait, who is?
The marching band cat.
The cats.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not there. I can't say anything. Damn it.
The cats. They're the cats.
They play all night. They play all day. They're the cats.
I just felt we needed some niceness.
Hmm.
Alright, so Wax Museum. Avoid highway.
Alright, so you're heading towards the Wax Museum near the highway?
While avoiding the highway.
So you're traveling to the Wax Museum, which is positioned near the highway.
Elkwaddle is following along because he has no idea where anything is anymore. Things.
I recognize the tune now. It feels so good, isn't it? Is it?
No.
Oh man.
It's the Machiro Neko March.
Does the Neko March feel so good?
It makes me feel good.
Close enough.
For some reason, I thought it was Careless Whisper.
Yeah, Careless Whisper was like.
Insert pelvic thrust here.
At least 2 bars of that were right. So,
Would it be?
all right, looking at the melody map, if you guys still have that document on your computers, which you should, somewhere.
Hey!
So
Melody
we're in the shopping district, you know, around like what, M12 I believe, or M16. One of those is a comic shop. And the Wax Museum is number 7, like just the number 7, way up in the corner there, close to the highway, because of course it's a tourist trap, it has to be near the highway. So how do you want to get there?
Tycho's idea was just take the street down from M16, M17 all the way to City Hall, then go up from there to directly to the...
Alright, so we're going to go towards City Hall.
City Hall, which is 23, and then moving up to 7. Past all the Protestant churches.
I put my headphones on just in time to hear you say City Hall, and it sounded like Titty Hall, and I got really confused.
All you people up there in City
Well, this is
Hall.
one of those classic Greek revivalist movements where they have the domes that in the shape of the titty.
So it's Titty
Wait,
Hall.
are you talking about the town center or the gentleman's club?
No. The Gentleman's Club is down the highway.
Ah, right.
There's never any gentlemen there. That's false advertising.
I believe it is a faux pas.
Fucking liars, a lot of them.
I mean, that's what a faux pas is. A lie. I think that is the correct words in English. I shouldn't post these in the melody chat. I should just send them to the person I'm sending them to. So yes, I assume we just kind of go to the museum, yes? Very good.
Have a dandy time.
Al and Isaac's minivan.
I think we all piled into your minivan for this one.
Yeah.
Have the gargoyle here.
He flies. He keeps watch from the sky.
Oh, good work, Brendel.
Though I'm sure if we really tried, we probably could cram him in. We're flexible
He's
people.
literally, he's like a 6-foot+ statue made of pure stone. I think he weighed several hundred pounds.
Yeah, I managed to squeeze into my backpack once. My hospital bills were enormous.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, Celia, you can take off your legs.
Yeah, that was the reasoning I was going with, but you know, shoulders were a problem.
I will sit on the roof for more room in the car.
Wait, did Celia just respond to the DM?
It's Isaac's. It's Isaac.
You may or may not be able to hear the narrator and finish melody.
To be fair, Drake does.
It's kind of like a subconscious thing. It's like I'll answer and it's like, wait, why did I say that?
I'll meet you guys there. Drake vanishes.
All right.
Oh, cool.
You should
So
ask
you
if
guys
you can
are
do that
heading
to
towards
multiple
City
people.
Hall. You guys are heading towards City Hall. As you're going through the shopping district and past the various shops, things seem relatively normal. There's a few extra buildings here and there, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Once you approach City Hall, though, you see the familiar buildings in that area, and I should get my map guide out, shouldn't I?
I know the radio station's nearby, as is the museum.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are specifically in that area. And I want to describe them in detail, which means I have to remember them in detail. So it's 21, 19, 20. Yeah, okay. The official Museum of Melody. So when you approach City Hall, all these buildings look initially like they were, but then, like say in a video game, when you approach a thing and suddenly it unfurls to be bigger or what have you, like the landscape, like in a trippy video game, when the landscape will change when you get close to it. The buildings of City Hall unfurl. The museum changes from like a stolid, very plain town museum to something that's part like, National Museum and part fucking like Gothic castle.
You mean like when the draw distance is short, so it just suddenly appears in the background?
Sort of, yeah. The library like grows several stories, and as it grows, it begins to twist until it's more curvy, like the cube that is the building twists until it's almost trying to become circular, but not quite getting there.
So it got J.K. Rowling in terms of architecture.
Sure.
Harry Potter architecture, Diagon Alley.
Yeah, it's like the buildings like in the area get massive. The police station becomes a fucking ominous looking dungeon, and the town hall also twists into becoming sort of a dark castle. The radio station, meanwhile, it gets bigger, and bunches of satellite dishes and like towers start growing out of it like weeds.
I want to live here.
If I do recall, you do live here.
Oh yeah, that makes me happy.
Let's see, did I get everything? I feel like there's at least one more building in this area. The town police station, museum, library.
The police station and fire department.
Police station, fire department is one building. What's 31? That's broadcasting center. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I got everything. All right. You're good.
So the police station and fire department is just the same?
Yeah, it's just one giant dungeon.
Huh.
Ominous.
Relevant.
I don't know what you mean. Alright, so you pass by these, you pass by City Hall, and you find a little side road that passes several of the churches and eventually leads to the back entrance to the Melody Wax Museum. As you pass the churches, each in turn grows into sort of a massive cathedral, differently shaped to reflect the different people who worship there. Or, massive temple, I guess, would be a more religious, neutral way to describe it.
Yeah, cathedral, I think it's specifically Catholic.
Yeah, I think
believe
so.
so. Or a synagogue?
Synagogue would be Jewish.
Right.
And mosque would be
Uh,
Muslim.
The farmers market slash town square. Oddly enough, just stays the same.
Yeah, it's the churches are in that area is I think the Melody Reformed Church, the Baptist Church, and the Presbyterian Church.
Is the Catholic Church there, or is it's
No,
the
that's the Catholic
graveyard?
Church is the graveyard. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's St. Mezos.
The farmers market. It stays the same, but there is a person there who has a market stall.
Can we see who it is?
If you pull over and go approach, it's a big
Anyone
farm.
hungry?
Kaiko's gonna pull up binoculars to see.
There's a person there in very dated clothing, like possibly circa 1800s or earlier clothing, sitting at a stall, and from what it looks like, their head is literally a head of lettuce, or possibly a cabbage.
Yeah, let's move on from that. Also, I'm just imagining Kaiko just opens up the glove box and pulls out a pair of binoculars to this Isaac scar.
Oh yeah, definitely.
El Codal just waves at the dude at the stand, for he is still on the roof of the vehicle.
The person waves, and Kaiko, you see that his fingers are carrots.
Randall also waves.
We're on keel level 3. Let's move on.
Randall also waves on the off chance you might know him.
Oh, he waves a little bit more excitedly.
Aw. Waves back happily.
Alright, and finally, you get to the Wax Museum. The Wax Museum itself, the building isn't changed. But you notice a shitload of machinery outside that you've never seen before. Things that look sort of like Tesla coils, or lightning rods are stationed all around the building and are producing like these fencing of electricity all around the building. And there's another machine that's just got a bunch of spinning pieces and is making this sort of wom 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 sound as its pieces gyrate around it.
I do have a question. What does this have to do with wax?
Of course it got rigged like this.
I am definitely not driving through that electrical fence.
Is there some sort of entrance, perhaps?
Do you approach the back entrance of the Wax Museum?
As close as we can to the fence without being zapped to death.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You get up to the fence, and you look, and you can't see a way through the electric shielding, but something in the dirt begins to push its way up to the surface.
Uh-huh.
Eventually you see these two tiny little green three-clawed hands poke out from the dirt and pull dirt away until this tiny little thing with a big round green scaly-skinned head and a little tiny body and little tiny stubby legs and longish arms emerges from the dirt. It stands about a foot tall, and its giant sphere of a head suddenly splits horizontally, and you realize it's just one giant eyeball with eyelids.
It's him.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Friend?
No.
Friend and enter.
No.
Let us in, Carl.
We work here.
Okay, first of all, Drake,
Yeah?
you know that you're not allowed here when it's bewitched.
Bullshit, I'm not. It says right here, in this handbook I have, that I'm allowed, see? And it's just like a crude thing
it
that
says
Drake is
in
allowed.
the Watcher's book that Drake doesn't pay back his debts, and Drake
takes your waffles without asking, and that's why Wallace won't let Drake back in when it's bewitched. I'm
Drake,
the
why
guardian.
would-
You piss me
Drake-
off, you don't get in here.
Drake, why would you take people's waffles? You have a literal infinite supply of them.
You what?
They keep giving me waffles. I don't know why.
Exactly!
That's fucking karma, asshole.
You know what?
I waffles 50 years ago. See what happens.
Hey, not my fault you're a cook.
Oh!
Can we
How dare you?
can
Okay.
universal stats
We
aside?
broke up on amicable terms.
Bullshit, you did.
It was mutual.
Drake,
Not what I
Drake,
heard.
Drake, you're aiming below the belt. We talked about this.
Doesn't have anything there.
I have a heavy penis, thank you.
We work here in the day. We know the manager. Is there any way to get in? It's kind of an emergency.
Wait a minute, you're Kaiko.
You know me?
Yeah. Duchess talks about you all the time.
Oh,
You gotta give her more pizza, or at least the little round meaty bits. I don't know what a pizza is, but if it has round meaty bits, the Duchess deserves them.
It's pepperoni, you fool.
Oh, fuck off! Don't tell
Okay.
me your made-up nonsense words.
And Drake just walks on in.
No,
some,
no, damn it! Oh, shit! Oh, where's my ghost hunting equipment?
He scurries back into the dirt,
okay, so
and he comes
Whoa.
out with what looks to be like a Party City Halloween Ghostbusters costume, complete with like a foam rubber, like fucking proton pack.
Oh, thank you, man. And Drake just yoinks that and walks off.
Ah, no! Ah, damn it!
so is she just gonna have me just walk in, or
Telling the boss that he should let me make a ghost atomization field. Then that'll kill him and I'll be free of him forever.
is your
I
boss?
would.
So is your boss the same as my boss, or?
My boss is the great Orin Magaria.
Yep.
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 Oh.
Celia reaches into her purse, pulls out the 20 she cribbed from Simon. Here for the costume.
Oh, thank you.
And he opens the shield so he can take the 20.
Michael walks in.
Close it back in.
Oh, I meant to do that. Fuck yeah, $20.
So are we in now?
A copy of Birds of Prey on DVD and Blu-ray, available at your local store.
I keep
Starring
meaning to watch
Margot
that.
Robbie as Harley Quinn.
I keep meaning to watch that. I hear good things.
How the fuck haven't you watched it already? It's marvelous. Just an excellent film.
I've also heard.
I do not know what this Harley Quinn is, but I shall give it a watch when I have the free time.
Alright, get in there, you scamps.
Many thanks, friend.
Hal kind of walks up to Shady or Drake real quick, and without being, without saying anything, he reaches into his pocket where he keeps pulling all of this shit from. He rummages around in there without, letting go of Drake and letting him leave. He could phase out, but he won't do that for some reason.
He's oddly enough just walking in place like, yep, this is my life now.
He pulls out a slice of pizza from wherever the hell it was. And he goes
Meanwhile-
back to the doorman and gives the pizza to him.
Oh,
This
What is
pizza.
is this some sort of plush toy?
No, it's food.
Oh! Okay. Thank you.
Meanwhile,
Oh, no.
meanwhile, oh sorry. Meanwhile, back in Melody, Simon comes back to his lunch and sees his pizza just gone.
If he came back like 2 seconds later, he would have seen Hal's hand reach out of a hole in reality and grab his pizza.
Oh, Kevin stole my lunch.
I am very excited to meet this Duchess that you all speak of so highly.
She's nice. Doesn't say much, though.
That we know of.
Let's
Okay.
see if that changes.
You guys go for the back entrance. You pass by Oren's office, which has more personal, private projector shields over it. You pass by that, and you go to like the front hall. And at the front hall, you see Simon Egbert with one of those little eyeball goblins sitting on his head and covering his eyes with its hands. Oh, hey guys! Didn't see you come in. Did you come from the back?
Yep.
And a purple eyeball goblin sees you guys and looks at Simon, and it's like it holds a finger up to its eye as if asking you to be quiet.
Drake nods.
There are
Gives it
5
a
more
thumbs
doing
up.
various tasks among the museum, some chatting to each other.
We had to use the restroom, Simon.
So you came in back to the museum in the back entrance
Yes.
to use the restroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Damn. Hey, it's a damn good restroom.
The little green eyeball goblin from the front runs past you guys with the pizza slice, and begins peeling off the pepperonis on it and throwing it to Duchess Scissorjaw, who, when you see her, at first looks normal until her head periscopes out of her shell on a massively long neck.
Okay.
Is this the Duchess?
Yep.
That's her.
Oh.
You're met.
Should
Our big Sid and the gator there.
They're in their enclosure, which you have to go out of the hallway. Like there's a special room specifically for them.
Okay.
should I go introduce myself?
Probably.
I don't know the politeness of royalty. It's been roughly it's been a long time.
Okay, what you do is you bow before her. And
Dressed like a Mexican wrestler?
are you questioning his life choices, Simon?
No.
Is this the
Okay.
actual? Alright, back. Is this the actual Simon or Bewitched Simon?
So it's Simon. It's Simon with a goblin on his head, covering his eyes with its hands. Simon seems to be able to see you guys, sort of, through the creature's hands.
Oh yes, pardon my introduction myself. Hello, I am El Coatl. Pleasure to meet you. He extends a hand out, I suppose.
Simon takes it. Oh, wait a minute! You're the guy from the TV. From our
Exactly.
Public Access channel.
Yes, I'm glad I found a fan in these
I guess
trying
that
times.
makes sense. Oren knows Mercarla, so you'd know El Coatl.
Exactly. I needed some time away from the limelight. I needed to get out of the public eye for a little bit.
Yeah.
Is Oren here by chance?
I don't think so.
Alright,
Hey,
I think he and Miranda might be getting busy, if you know what I mean.
Simon, have you seen any tall, uncomfortably happy gentlemen of indeterminable accent?
Were they
Were-
dressed Mexican wrestlers?
No.
No.
That is very true. I do fit that very general description.
You're not uncomfortably happy, you're just the right amount of happy.
A goblin,
thank you,
a
Sierra.
goblin crawls up on the desk and spills Simon's coffee onto his lap. Ah, damn it! And then you see the goblin right in some of the stuff. Don't gossip. I probably shouldn't have said that thing about some Dr. McCoria and Miranda.
Alright,
What did I was saying?
we're going to be accessing the bookstore for a bit, so
Yeah, that's what you do a lot often. Most of the time, Kaiko. Why did I use so many words that mean the same thing? Yeah, okay, have fun.
Poor Simon.
Simon deserves it. He knows what he did.
Excellent.
Does-
Now that Elkwaddle has introduced himself to this one, he's going to go up to Duchess Scissorjaws.
Remember to bow and kneel. Bow and kneel.
Taking his wonderful friend Drake's advice, he bows and kneels and says, "Greeting, Duchess. I am Elkwaddle. It is a pleasure to meet you."
The turtle stares into your eyes. Do you stare back?
Yes.
You hear a voice in your head. Bring me meat.
I will do what I can, my good Duchess.
Good meat.
He nods, bows again, and goes back to the group. She
Grendel,
seems friendly enough.
Grendel
God,
will wave
I want
at
you to be
the
nice.
Grendel will wave at the Duchess, and he actually does a surprisingly perfect formed curtsy.
The Duchess nods.
She knows what she deserves.
I need to go see if I can't catch some sort of weird food I can pull out of my pocket. Hold on, real quick.
Just reach into Drake. You'll find something.
Just rummage around in there.
Hey, did you guys bring that gargoyle in here?
The moment he
It's
comes
always
back,
been here, Simon.
the moment he comes back,
I'm
Grendel.
pretty sure I would have remembered a statue right in the middle of the hallway. It seems to be very inconvenient for when we have to go to the bathroom.
Simon,
Alrighty.
it's not inconvenient if you know how to move it around it. God.
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of the Odyssey? Just be like Polyphemus.
I will note every time Simon glances at Grendel, he freezes perfectly. He's pulling a Weeping Angels on him, yeah.
Anyways, bookstore. About
All right. So you guys go to the bookstore section?
yeah, looking for information to investigate the mystery on MIB's and Melody.
There are several more little goblins, little eyeball goblins with little, like, one-lens glasses on their heads. They have the one-eyed monster's equivalent of a glasses.
A monocle.
Wazowski glasses.
I mean, yeah, but it's not on a chain. It's got the little clippies.
Yeah, the Mike
Monocle.
Wazowski glasses.
Yes, Mike Wazowski glasses. They have Mike Wazowski glasses.
Adorable.
And they're busying themselves about brushing off dust, rearranging books.
I did not know you worked at
One
such a
of
busy
them
place,
spots
Julia.
you, Kaiko, and like it sort of jumps for a moment, and then it rushes up to you.
Mistress Kaiko.
Hello?
Greetings and salutations. My name is Webster.
I go hard pan to the camera.
So nice to finally have you see us.
So you guys are always in here and all the time?
Yes. Mr. Megoria welcomed us here.
That makes sense.
So, what are you fellows called?
We're watchers.
Watchers?
Watchers.
Huh.
Sentinels. We're creatures that look over things. He's a gargoyle, he knows.
Geico. So, we are looking into men in black, specifically of individuals who might be causing this. Bewitched Melody?
course! Yes! Men in Black! One of the most common supernatural phenomena! At least when UFOs are concerned. They don't really show up often for ghosts and cryptids, but occasionally they do.
So, do you have any information regarding Men in Black in Melody?
Oh, quite a bit, of course. You should know, you've read all these books cover to cover, but let's go through it. Okay, guys, UFO books, let's get them out. Right, sir, Webster?
And all the goblins.
Well, Kaika would do that, but do the game mechanics, you can't.
Alright, so the goblins gather all the UFO books for you. And begin, like, purposely looking through various encounters and record observations.
So what specifically are you looking for?
Any notable named MIBs in Melody, and if in particular anything involving a certain Indrid Cold.
Oh, Indrid Cold, he's one of the big ones. Let's look. Guys, Indrid Cold appearances in Melody. Let's look. Go.
And any other named individuals of unique.
And all the little goblins are just searching, like, furiously, like they're reading books in a very animated fashion. And
like it's called. I'm seeing mentions of him, but only in our Mothman books talking about the West Virginia cases. I don't think he's visited here.
Well, today he just did.
He's named Men in Black. Most of them have traditional names: Mr. Wood, Mr. Cole, Mr. Stone. Things that look almost like they're doing sort of a Kaiser Sose, where they just look at something and say that's their last name, no first name. Ah, we got one. What? Let's see. Oh! Well, it's not Indrid Cole, but there was one Men in Black who gave a first name. Ivor Sykes.
Who?
Ivor Sykes. Let's see. Strange androgynous individual, would not disclose gender. Wore a fur-lined black coat and a black fedora. Very stylish. Had unsettling smile and violet eyes. And she appeared in... Oh, Kaleidoscope Man sighting.
Huh. Can you type that down, TT?
Yes, sir. My name is Webster.
Drake, good friend of mine who would never steer me wrong. I have two questions for you. One, do you have any chorizo on you? Two, and this is the important one. What is a kaleidoscope man?
I have no idea. I think it's an alien of some kind. I wasn't there.
Taika points to the wax. Oh, a wax sculpture of the Kaleidoscope Man.
Let's see. Do we have... Where's the Kaleidoscope Man book? Give me the Kaleidoscope Man book.
Hal is staring into the distance.
Ivor Sykes. Okay, so we got some unusual MIB behavior here. Ivor Sykes didn't tell people not to stay quiet. Actually noted to be as close to a comforting presence as one could be while being so unsettling in appearance and behavior. Comfortingly told victims it would be best to keep silent on the issue.
Huh. Ivor Sykes.
Would I have heard that name at Spindle?
Remember when you had to look up Kaleidoscope Men files at Spindle?
Yeah.
You remember that name as being mentioned in a follow-up bit to one case profile that in particular you had been searching for.
Wait, is this involved with Miranda's?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, if that occurs to Isaac, he'll say, I think they were involved with Miranda's case. She was turned as a child. So, I mean, after her mother was.
Oh, I'm not supposed to reveal information about Miss Esper.
It's okay, we already know.
Oh, okay. I don't want the boss to be mad at me.
It's not your fault. We found out on our own.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Give me my squeezy, guys. Give me my squeezy.
And one of them gives him, those squeezy Martian toys.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
He squeezes that to relieve some stress.
Okay.
Aw.
Okay, we're good.
You're
Okay,
doing
so
good.
here's the situation. The injured cold has caused a permanent bewitched melody, and the only way to end it is to bring him Mothman, which will end the bewitched melody forever. But Mothman has a counter offer to kill injured cold,
Okay.
and we're wondering, is there any other knowledge of MIBs that could be used to ward them off, kill them, or otherwise?
He tried to eat our friends, so we're not adverse to the kill him thing.
Bookstore watchers, huddle.
And all the bookstore watchers gather in a huddle, and you hear them murmuring in a language that is not English.
Alright.
It is not Spanish either.
We have conferred,
Mhm.
and we are deciding to allow you to understand some theories of the boss.
Mhm.
On the fact that we know you're working for him, and this is probably going to come up anyway, okay?
Mhm.
So,
Go on.
Melody is on the axis of many ley lines, the intersection of many ley lines, and as a result, it is prone to a significant amount of supernatural phenomena caused by the mixing of interdimensional planes. Point being, for such an area to remain stable, there have to be several supernatural keystones that provide some level of stability even throughout all the changing interdimensional bullshit, okay?
Understood?
One of those keystones are what we call the three beasts: the beast of sky, the beast of land, the beast of water.
Which is Southpaw Sam, Altapogo, and Mothman.
Right now, yes, but not necessarily so. A different creature can take up those roles if the current guardians perish or forsake them.
That's what the rogue Sasquatch was doing when it went after Southpaw Sam.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to give Mothman to this cold any more than all of you. But after hearing that, definitely not. Because if he can
Yeah,
make him
confirms to
forsake
me.
it to him,
I guess it's sort of a devil you know, devil you don't situation. Fact of the matter is, there are a number of flying creatures in Melody that could take up the role of Mothman's beast of air. If Mothman were to go.
Yeah, but we like the Mothman.
And you don't know who would take up the role. I mean, there are some pretty spooky characters out there.
Like
Isaac looks at Grandel.
Grendel waves.
like say the Devil Dragon.
Or the Galliboa.
Or the giant claw.
Fucking
Or heaven
Galliboa.
forbid one of those terrible vampires.
Or even the lava owls.
Hey, I'll have you know my cousin's a vampire.
No, the ones I fight, not your cousin. You
Do
know
they
the ones with the pterodactyl heads, caca. Like you watch them try to rob the store. Like it is legitimate possibility.
Wait, do they stay here long enough for that?
I try to make sure they don't. No. What do you think I do when I am trapped in your televisions?
More to the point, stopping the witching hours could possibly be very bad.
Like,
Yeah.
explosion bad? Like,
We are at the
Energy.
intersection of these ley lines. Witching hours, chaotic as they may be, are a natural result of that intersection. If you tried to stop the flow of other dimensional stuff into Melody, it could have catastrophic results for the veil itself around our reality.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, it's the only place to hide from the graves I know of right now. Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
We heard you, yes.
So, yeah, I was given a really bad prognosis today that I'm still kind of freaked out over.
Does your medical insurance cover said prognosis?
I don't think it covers spontaneous combustion caused by aliens, no.
Don't worry, Mr. Skyko. We're looking into the gray thing.
It is appreciated, thank you. So it's not, by the sound of it, getting rid of injured cold is our best option, but how?
I have... Well, I mean, there is ways I can help. I can easily subdue the man, break him like I break all enemies, and we go on. There we go, he's defeated. I've not met the Cinder Cold yet. Everyone tells me about him, but I have not had the pleasure of meeting him yet.
To imply that the swordsmith might be able to create a weapon that would be able to deal with him.
Of course.
The swordsmith is very good at making weapons if you have materials.
Of course, Mephaust also said the...
Is there any... Sorry.
Mephaust also said the one we have would do the trick.
That's true.
I think your best defense right now is that Indrid Cold is taking a human form. That implies two things. One, he's vulnerable because he's turning into a human to gain an advantage. Humans would react very negatively to an alien telling them not to talk about aliens. But they have to temper themselves when it's another human. That's why Men in Black take on human shapes. If you go and shoot a guy in a suit because he told you not to talk about aliens, you look like a murderer. You shoot a monster that comes up to you tell him not to tell you about aliens, people assume you killed a monster.
Right.
It's still murder, but, possibly also in self-defense.
So he's trying to protect the vulnerability. That means he can't be killed. Second, if he's in a human body, he's got human weaknesses, like a very poor sense of balance.
Also
I feel called
incredibly
out.
thin skin.
I feel
And
called out again.
And extremely vulnerable organs in places that are very easy to reach.
Mm-hmm.
A watcher with a mop, like a tiny watcher-sized mop, comes into the library, into the bookstore, and goes to a vending machine that you guys hadn't noticed because it's only 1 foot tall, and gets out a tiny little watcher-sized thing of soda, pops a tab, looks at it, says, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Doesn't drink using its eye?
Hey, Walter.
So, the mystery machine crew is here?
Yep, they're here. You gonna say hi?
Nah, I'm gonna be rude.
Wow. Thanks,
Hey, look,
Walter.
Drake, he is like you.
Nah.
Well, we appreciate the honesty. A lot of people will leave you hanging.
Shouldn't there be one more of you?
She's
Yeah.
somewhere.
We're hoping she... Where is Zoe?
I can check if you want.
We do want, yes, thank you.
Okay. And Drake just vanishes.
Alright, Drake.
Yo.
You appear in the woods.
Okay.
See,
What?
a few yards away in the woods, you see a large lumberjack with Zoe holding his hand, and they're going very deep into the woods.
On the one hand, I'll follow because that isn't Big Mel, so I'm not as worried. Up. Zoe! Hey, yo, young bitch!
Wow.
Oh there, the lumberjack says while hoisting his axe high. Show yourself!
Hi.
Drake?
Hi. What up?
Ah,
Drake?
You're
Drake
not...
is the name you're going by these days, hmm?
Yeah. Found someone and was like, that seems like good shit,
Is Drake coming close to them, or
Oh, he's right there.
Zoe hugs him?
Hi.
They're trying to kill me.
Ah, you know this one, eh?
Yeah, he's our ghost.
That's a way to put it.
We lost the general, Drake. There was something that looked like the Mothman, but wasn't the Mothman, and the general went to attack him, and he threw the general, and we're looking for him.
I imagine the general... Are you going the direction he went?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Going into the woods. Cat's in the woods. We'll find the cat.
Hmm. Do you have, like, his favorite food or, like, treats you can lure him out with?
She checks her pockets. I have some cat treats. I've learned that I just need to carry them with me all the time because the general always wants treats.
Yeah, try shaking those, see what happens.
She hesitates. That's a loud noise. There was old bloody eyes and something called a hide behind. And
Oh! You met one too.
she's slightly hyperventilating.
It's okay. It might have been a stoner. Or might not have. I don't fucking know.
What?
Yeah, there's one that lives by Keiko's house, apparently. Apparently it's a stoner.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, this is the lumberjack.
Oh, we've met.
Mm-hmm.
I should have figured.
Yeah.
He's helping me find the general.
You're in good hands, then. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He's not with Big Mel, which was good.
Wait, what about Big Mel?
Oh, Big Mel's out and about.
That false lumberjack.
False god.
If he would ever cross into my territory, I'd give him such a thrashing.
He moved?
Yeah.
He's alive?
Yeah, apparently he tried to eat Simon.
You cannot call what that one has life.
True. It's the closest thing we got to call it to that, though.
He is animate.
That
Animated
works
by
too.
malice and destruction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he ate my brother.
He's eaten lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He digested a sheriff of Melody alive.
Oh, would that he would act upon his visage and enter into the woods. I would love to cut him down like so much timber. But it is not my fate to destroy Big Mel.
this is fine.
That belongs to another.
This is all fine. Nothing is bad happening right now. Absolutely nothing.
Do you hear that, girl?
Huh?
That howl upon the wind?
What?
And you feel a chill spread across you.
Oh,
He's come again.
what would we do?
Drake,
Yo,
can you take the child with you when you teleport?
can I?
Huh?
I can try it, sure.
What about you?
I have a score to settle.
What about the general? I'm not leaving without the general.
I will keep searching for your cat,
Uh,
but
And
this
plus-
foe is beyond you.
Also, Zoe, the general. It's the general. He's
And the
been
lumberjack-
fine before.
Begins dashing into the woods just as you see a cold, icy wind bringing lots of snow towards you.
Yeah, we should go. Come on, Zoe. And Drake teleports with her.
does it
Meanwhile,
work?
back at the comic store, Celia elbows Hal.
What?
We're at the wax museum.
Wax museum. I know.
I wonder if he'll bring back the chorizo.
Hey, Hal.
What?
Are we in Wisconsin?
What? Why?
Because she points at the tiny vending machine. Because we're right next to Minnesota.
God!
Oh.
Oh my god!
Hal
Okay.
turns and gives her the flattest bitch face you've ever seen Hal give anybody.
I just trying not to laugh off to the side.
Oh, I'm sorry, Celia, but that was bad.
A soft clacking sound as Grandal's clapping very slowly.
Grandel, your cemetery senses are tingling.
Oh fuck, what's up?
You protect the cemetery in your own way, correct? Or wait, you're on the church. You're on the church.
Yeah.
Which is by the cemetery, so you look over the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's all consecrated ground that you're a part of.
Yeah. You definitely protects it as part of the church.
You get, like, it's not full on spider sense, but you get something bad's at home. Like did I leave the oven on sort of feeling?
Oh.
Meanwhile, in the cemetery. Zoe.
Yeah?
You are surrounded by dirt.
Oh.
Oh.
Am I buried?
You are buried.
Oh fuck!
It's not complete. It's not complete, but it is. The dirt is very heavy on you, and you feel some of it on your left side moving, and eventually these four tiny white stones emerge out of the dirt, and then they push forward, and there's four stones behind them, and then more, and you realize they're not stones, they're bones. As a skeletal hand reaches out from the dirt and sort of grabs your shoulder, feels it a bit, pats it. Oh, good. There's another one. Another skeletal hand reaches out, sort of touches your head. Okay, gotcha. All right, and the hands go back and begin pulling the dirt back, and a skull appears out of the dirt. Hello. When did you die?
Remember how badly went last time she screamed?
Oh, jeez. Okay, all right, I'm going.
Like, no, she didn't. She held in the scream, but like, you looking at her face, you can tell like she had that huge inhale.
Wait a minute. Breathing.
Going
up and
wait a minute. Let me just get it. And like the skeletal hand reaches out again and sort of slaps around your face for a minute until it grabs your cheek.
Ow! You're warm. You're not dead.
What's slapping me?
This one's not dead.
And some more hands start reaching through the dirt, and more skeletons come in and see you, and they're like,
"Not dead! Get out of here! Get out of my dirt! Get out of here! Get out of my dirt!"
The skeletons start tearing up the dirt, and Zoe, eventually, you are lifted out of the dirt by dozens of skeletons that raise you out of the graveyard and chuck you out.
Get out of my dirt! Get out of here! Get!
Hey, fuck you guys!
And you emerge out of the dirt and see Drake waiting by a grave in the graveyard.
Hi, what up?
Oh.
You cut out there, Nora. I could hear you scream down the hallway.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know what was going to happen with that teleportation thing, but we didn't really have many options,
I was 6 feet up. Okay, yeah, I guess.
You're fine.
Am I dead now?
No, they would have kept you if you were.
The skeletons are from beneath the open wound in the earth, putting it back together. But one stands up and is like,
"Damn it, refuse! You know better than to bring living people into our dirt!"
Hey,
It wasn't intentional, damn it! The old Bloody Eyes was coming, and I had to get her out.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't tell me about that part.
I didn't think to tell you anything. You were slapping me in the face.
We're not talking to you, flesh and bones.
Fuck you, dead bones.
Okay, fuck, this is my dirt. You stay out of my dirt.
She kicks the skull head. She kicks the skeleton head.
Sorry. You're not supposed to be in our dirt, but admittedly, extenuating circumstance. But next time, don't go near fucking old Bloody Eyes. Just don't go near him. Don't go near him. You shouldn't go near him. He's a bad guy.
I didn't go there by choice.
Get out of my lawn.
Alright, go back to my dirt. Jesus
Get
Christ.
going to your dirt.
Yeah, I'm going to my dirt.
I can
You're
see
gonna
why
be
Drake's
worm
friends with
food
you guys.
eventually anyway.
You're
Hey, Jake, are we
assuming
on
that
for cards this Thursday?
Yeah, I'm still trying to get Mothman, but he's being finicky.
Yeah, he's cagey. You still have those waffles?
Yeah, I have the waffles.
Skeletons love waffles. All right, back to it, turn.
Wait, did you guys know anything about a second Mothman?
What?
Do you guys know anything about a second Mothman?
There's only one Mothman.
No, there's not. There was a second one.
That's fucked up. Tell him to stay out of my dirt.
Go back to bed, man. Go back to bed.
Back to my
Give
dirt.
me an incentive.
All right, Zoe, come
All right,
on.
you want incentive?
And the skeleton crawls back out of the dirt. He steps out. He reaches into his pelvis and pulls out 2 quarters. There, go buy yourself a moon pie and tell the second Mothman to stay out of my dirt.
the sky is a complete mood.
She takes the quarters and stares at them.
I'm
The
getting
skeleton crawls back into the dirt. Yeah, those quarters are super old.
I'm getting the Amigara fault vibes from this. This is my dirt.
She shrugs and puts them in her pocket.
It's my dirt. It was made for me.
Is this what the,
Does he look weird shit or just enough?
is this what the Frill Lizard from Napoleon reincarnated into?
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm staying in your dirt. God damn it.
That's Jangles. He's a good guy. Now come on, to the museum, Zoe.
Wait, why did we wind up here?
Oh, because since I'm dead, my teleportation goes through here.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. To the Hearstmobile!
Oh no.
Hey guys. Can we pause real quick? I gotta pick up Shannon.
Yeah, I gotta close the door because my cat opened it.
Okay.
Excellent. Alcoatl in the Wax Museum. I wonder if Drake will bring me what I asked for.
And a chorizo just pops out of the sky into his hand.
Hey guys.
Excellent! Oh wait, TT vanished, yes.
No, I'm back. I had to close the door quick.
Guys, can we pause real quick? I gotta pick up
Yeah,
Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
this is silly.
everyone cut out at right that moment.
Oh,
We're
fuck.
both right now, so
The most I will do is mess with Duchess while you are gone.
Maybe I'll argue more with Jangles.
Get out of my dirt.
Hey! She kicks the ground.
What?
How'd she die?
Oh, it was very sad. I was sitting in my chair, reading a nice comic strip. It's a newfangled invention. And just as I was laughing at the antics of a small cartoon character, a fucking safe dropped on my head.
What?
It's just a safe. It just dropped on my head. It turns out the upstairs floorboards really needed reinforcing. And, yeah. Safe dropped on my head.
Huh. One, I can't help but look at the irony of that. Two, how are your bones not mangled?
I'm a ghost.
Well, your bones.
I'm
I
a
guess
ghost.
I guess we're here. That makes sense.
He just wants to be a skeleton.
I mean, if you look, and he takes off his head and shows it to you, and you do see that the top is actually kind of caved in a bit.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
yeah, I see.
Ah, you're a good kid. Here.
He gives you a nickel.
Now you can have some licorice, too. You stay out of trouble, kid. Don't go in my dirt.
I
Go
won't
in
go
my-
in your dirt. Jesus Christ.
He goes back into his dirt.
God, Drake, your friends are weird.
I mean, so are you guys, but I hang out with you.
Damn it.
Yeah, but that goes without saying.
I was hoping to say, yes, you are.
I was tempted, but the wording failed me.
Ugh.
I mean, yeah, Drake, I talk to cats every day. What do you expect?
True. And you are friends with the Melody Catman.
Oh, what? No, I'm not. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Drake just gives her a look.
What?
Zoe?
What are you talking about?
Zoe, I pull gushers out of my pockets. I know a cryptid when I see them.
Visibly sweating Zoe.
Meanwhile, Kaito sees the half-constructed Catman of Melody sculpture. One day I'll find you. One day.
And Hal ends up what?
Hal's standing right next to it going, he's pretty big.
One day we'll find it. The
Hal,
cat
these-
of Melody.
Melody is actually 2 inches shorter than Hal.
Alcohol goes up next to Hal. Can you tell me about this one, Hal? I do not know of this Catman.
Well, apparently, cats just follow him around the park. They say that he keeps, like, stealing children, but there's not actually any evidence that he's doing that.
And then apparently he hangs out with a ghost called Old Emberwaif.
Oh my god.
Weird! But this is Melody, I would expect so. Now, excuse me, Drake has given me the wonderful gift of chorizo, and I must go give Duchess the wonderful gift of chorizo.
I remember when there was a sighting of the two, and me and Hal was looking, and the people kept saying they steal the two, but no matter what we did, we didn't find them.
Yeah, we just kept missing them for some reason. I guess they're shy.
Alcohol giving Duchess Scissor Jaws the chorizo is just gonna backfire because now she's gonna have standards.
Also,
Alcohol goes. Oh, go ahead.
meanwhile, Uli Prowler is about to eat his lunch.
Ah, finally. Finest lunch of granola bars and unseasoned lettuce.
Oh,
You want it?
Fuck.
Yeah. You thought.
How come?
So-
You got anything on you?
Is he a tortoise?
The only way to ruin that is to sprinkle bacon bits on it.
Little did he know that hot sauce mysteriously got spilled on it. Like a.
He runs out of the apartment screaming. The other cops look up from what they're doing a second and then go right back to their crosswords.
Yeah, fucking Tuesday.
Fucking
to
Tuesday.
be fair, you probably could have just put pepper on there and gotten the same result.
Also, this is why we don't give that kid donuts.
Who put hot sauce on his lettuce? Oh, come on, fess up. I want to know who I have to give a promotion. Me, sir? Alright.
Shit.
Jake appears wearing an officer's uniform. Then
How do you think Drake's so high in the way of command?
Oh, Officer Bartholomew, I thought you were deep undercover.
I was in town, you know. The case had a break, so I thought I'd visit. And it's just Drake with an obviously fake mustache.
He has fucking Groucho Marx glasses.
Mm-hmm. And big old sideburns, too.
excellent.
But yeah, so El Quaddle goes to Duchess's jaws. Kneels down once more and holds the chorizo up high. Like, not like grasping it, like presenting it out in the best way, because like he knows the snapping turtle. He knows what they do. It's like, oh Duchess, I have brought you a gift from my homeland. Of meat.
She approaches with her head, opens her jaws very slowly, and takes a tender nibble.
Aw.
Closes her jaws, rolls the meat around in her tongue, swallows, nods politely, and then immediately does the snapping turtle thing of lurching out and grabbing the whole chorizo. Messily eating the rest.
Manners before fun.
Manners before fun.
Manners maketh the queen.
What would you imagine is the best weapon for killing a vampire?
My bare hands. Dumb question.
Wait a minute. I don't see bare hands. Oh, B-A-R-E. Okay.
But it got you for a second.
I mean, if you put a bear's paws in holy water, it could work.
Or you could just rip their heads off. Things don't operate well without heads. I know that is very dark and gruesome, but it has been a long, long, long time. And it is always those stupid vampires. Yeah, I want one werewolf or something different, but no, it's always vampires.
I mean, they vary it up on your television show.
Hurdle, vampire hunter.
And back.
You can't see it. But if you look behind him... let me get the angle right.
Name's Arkle?
Arkul.
But yes, but it always seems to come back to the vampires. And that was even before the television series. They were always there, those vampires.
Well, they're your breakout villains. The Daleks, your doctor.
But you want something new, you know what I mean?
He has a stake in his tail.
Yeah, I'm imagining Alcoatl is one moment away from breaking out a new part of your world.
Listen, I'm just saying. The people on the message board have ranked the best arcs of the El Coatl show. You know what they said? Genesis of the pterodactyl vampire men. War of the pterodactyl vampire men. Evil of the pterodactyl vampire men. El Coatl's Day Out, of course.
Of course, that one was like perfect. A great episode. One of my favorites.
Dichotomy of the evil pterodactyl men. Pterodactyl Men's Day Out.
It was refreshing. Still had to finish them off in the end, unfortunately. But you know, hey.
And of course, the Computer Man two-parter.
Yes, the Computer Man two-parter. That one was well thought out at least, and then executed poorly.
It's a shame you had to unplug his brain and throw it into seltzer water.
Yes. Though I have been told computers are apparently no longer like the size of, like, a room. So hey, maybe we don't have to throw it in seltzer water if we do a remake of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Revenge of the Computer Man, 2-parter episode. That will work.
Yeah, you probably have to incorporate the internet as a part of that now.
What is the internet?
We pointed to you last episode.
I know, it's fun to make you say it again.
It's the thing what the father can't stop looking at.
Well, obviously, if we look at the words internet, the internet is some sort of giant net that spans multiple nations.
Was it made by spider people?
Of course! The Spider-Man.
I mean, it is called the World Wide Web.
We have there we go. It writes itself. Maybe I have to go fight Spider-Man. I wonder if there are any Spider-Man in Melody.
Oh, of course there are.
Excellent. Zoe Clothing Concerned.
I just noticed her name.
Confused and concerned.
But yes. Kaiko, you work here, yes?
Yes.
Could I get a tour? Or did I do that last time I was here?
Was he here last time?
Did we go here last time?
I can't remember,
No,
actually.
I think it happened at the beginning of the episode where you guys went through the museum, but I was just listening, not in the session.
Yeah, you guys never gone to the museum when it's bewitched before.
I've never actually been here while it's bewitched before, so...
It could be
I
fun.
do actually want to see what Big Sid and the Gator are like for the sewer crack.
But do we wish to wait for Celia, who went to the bathroom?
We
What did we
lose.
lose?
The Ackerson.
Ack, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Ackerson.
Alright, so yeah.
Yes, let's just wait for Celia. In the meantime, how have you been doing, Al? It has been a little while since I've last seen you.
I think he BRB'd as well.
Damn it!
Yeah.
That one's out of character.
Alcohol doesn't curse.
Alcohol will never swear. However, the person who runs Alcohol, hi, my name's Gray, and I swear like a motherfucker. If you go listen to the most recent episode at this current time of recording of Slice of Adventure, you'll hear me swear up a storm as I try to murder my players. And nearly succeed.
Do I not swear like a motherfucker on here?
No, you
No, but Alcohol is family friendly, so I'm very family friendly. When I GM sometimes, I swear like I am a drunken sailor.
Alcohol, I get kind of an Adam West Batman vibe sometimes.
A little bit.
That is the entire shtick.
Man, Casey's art for Big Mel is very good.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
What's terrifying?
It took me until today, looking at the map, to realize that Big Mel is kind of like the guardian to Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Shit.
The casino's right at the base of the road leading out to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Of course. Why
That
not?
was very much intentional of me.
Yep.
Of course.
Both of us, we both worked on the map.
Yeah. I'm the one who prepared the original layout of it.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I will fight that son of a bitch.
So he's gonna get her brother back someday, goddammit.
That is my only demand.
Speaking of
That
Skinwalker
I
Ranch,
take part in killing Big Mel.
you probably watch a lot more stuff relating to that.
Yes.
Katie, why?
What?
So he clothed and confirmed?
I noticed your name.
Skinwalker Ranch is one of the big ones. And so one of the ones that's going to require a lot of work, because that's going to be a situation.
That's going to be a meat grinder. It's a meat grinder. It's what it is in real life. That's the session. It's going to be, oh, we're going to change the game systems to Call of Cthulhu.
It's going to be like this, in that there's going to be a shitload of monsters instead of just one. But unlike this particular arc, where you have easy outs to avoid most of the monsters, you're not going to have those in Skinwalker. Or Dust Devil, rather.
This sounds like an expedition that's going to need some spindle funding
Yeah.
for sponsoring.
It's going to be like a towards the end of the game arc. It's
Also,
not going to be the final one, but it's going to be close.
El Coatl. Hal is back.
Ah, welcome, Hal. How have you been doing? It has been a long time, my friend.
Doing fine. Got abducted by aliens. Almost died.
Are you okay?
They tried to take my brain out. But it's
I
still
see
in
that-
there, so yeah.
That's good to hear. I would be very concerned if my dear friend Hal got hurt like that.
Great. I don't know how to roleplay flirting. I really don't. So Hal's just kind of like standing there.
I know, it's great.
Hal's just kind of standing there like he's not being rude or anything, but he is like visibly shrinking. He's making himself smaller.
Oh.
I can give you tips, Gaffa.
Hal is a big dumb gay baby. He does not know how to handle this shit.
Oh.
No.
I thought he was at least bi.
Oh, he's pansexual.
Zoe is a shrug.
Saying gay baby is funnier.
Gay baby is funnier.
Yeah. Zoe had a girlfriend before she came out. Now she's not sure what she is. So she's just a shrug.
No, not just like me, Shady. I am completely asexual and go fuck yourself.
Oh, my data is old. Hold on, need to update.
Updating database.
And Shady crash.
God damn it. At least it's better than Windows.
You're working on bumfuck nowhere internet. Of course you crashed.
Yeah.
You're in a motel by the beach. We weren't expecting great things.
I am a house by the beach, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Oh, that's my bad.
your voice has a
Very
kind
nice.
of echoey quality.
Oh, it's because I don't have a microphone.
It's kind of making your ghost form feel more like a ghost form. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially Bewitched Melody.
It's actually working out real good.
Aw, yeah. What the fuck was that?
That was loud.
I wanted to do it while we were in the game.
Hey, Drake.
Yes?
Do you sleep?
Maybe?
I like how even Drake's unsure.
Drake doesn't know how he works.
I don't know if I don't need to, but I want to because I'm lazy.
Also, Kaiko's sexuality is demisexual, officially, unofficially, motherfucker.
Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Lando like a rock.
You would say, okay?
Yeah.
Kaiko's sexuality is officially demisexual. Unofficially, it's monsterfucker.
Was that why she was attracted to Hal?
Oh,
She knew he was a cryptid before he did.
She subconsciously knew. She still doesn't know he's the cat man.
It can't be Hal, no!
Both Zoe and Drake know that Hal is the cat man, and they're just letting you flail around trying to find him.
Yeah, well,
I
Zoe
imagine
knows because she took the picture that got confused for him to be the cat man, and she is ashamed of that.
you know, I'm imagining the very last line of this entire series is going, "You know Hal's the Catman, right?"
What?
Credits roll.
Isaac still doesn't have a suspicion either.
Spindle Inc. thinks that.
Cryptid hunter.
Spindle Inc. itself thinks that it's a real thing.
I mean, who's to say it's not?
Oh yeah.
Zoe's a good photographer. What can she say?
What happens when the real Catman shows up?
I mean, it's
Then
Hal.
Then we just have War of the Gargantuas, but War of the Catmen.
Army, the mustard,
Well,
and then
there's
Mr.
the
Rowley.
arc title.
And the big final galactic battle isn't any big plan strategy thing. It's a fight ring with the cats and the players surrounding in the circle, like making a fighting ring, and Hal and the Catman have to duke it out.
That Star Trek Spock fight music plays.
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba. Fucking
Zoe
hate
is
that
having it.
music.
Zoe's having a brain malfunction the whole time.
Of course, he only realized that the Catman didn't exist until after he took the picture. It's a tulpa.
Oh God!
Fuck you!
Or alternatively, GT has it planned where each session, seemingly little at first, but more and more every time we bewitch it, Hal actually turns into a Catman.
Oh God.
Just think about it. While it's never said directly that the vampire introduced her is a vampire only in bewitched times, it's implied. Right? Right. So, in theory, the more the word of Catman spreads around, the more people believe in Catman, and as Hal as being the original source of the Catman, Hal can at any time now potentially turn into a Catman.
That's the exact music.
He would ascend the mantle.
So instead of a werewolf arc, man, it's just Hal being a grumpy cat man.
Oh my God.
Is that why you're letting me take, like, supernatural shit, TT?
It's the long con.
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. I just think speculating on stuff is very entertaining.
And then once he turns into a cat, absolutely nothing will change at home because Hal's is already a cat.
Oh, that's
No,
what's
no,
going to
no.
get Isaac
It'll only
to
be
fully
during-
leave until Isney gets ordered to bring in the Catman.
Oh God.
It just walks Hal in, just normal
This
ass
is a
Hal.
dangerous triple threat.
If this does become an actual arc, I want to be back as El Coral because I feel like there could be some fun tensions. Also, I have some fun plans for the end of this arc.
Good.
Hope there's surprises.
Like, Hal, or Isaac being told to bring in the Catman, and he just brings in Hal for, like, family day at work. And they're like, where's the kid? I thought you were bringing in the Catman. I did. Where is it?
Over there, grabbing a soda.
Damn it, Isaac, your cousin is not the Catman.
Well, I know. He just has a lot of cats. So I was going to get around to the actual Catman thing.
Zoe's visible sweating just starts out of nowhere, and she knows not why.
Entire time by which Melody's been going on, Isaac's wondering if his rats at home are like, if they actually talk. He's like, I really don't have time to make a detour, but
I thought I heard somebody scream for a second. I was like, oh, not again.
Oh, I think Casey's home.
Somebody listening to something in the background.
I've seen that, like, episode, like, once. And
No.
that music is in my head forever.
I know.
That's just how it goes.
Probably the ghost. I am back.
Alrighty,
Oh,
continue.
JD back?
I've been here.
Okay.
I'm sorry I keep dragging this along, guys.
It's fine.
Fine.
Life is life.
Also, hey, Chi-Chi, do you want some fun fuel for future
No,
sessions?
because we have like an hour left max.
Alright.
No, I just meant in
I do
general.
have work tomorrow.
Alright, let's finish this.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Drake. Just
We were waiting
talked-
for Celia to come back.
Yeah, and Drake was leading Zoe to the wax museum.
All right, Drake and Zoe.
Yes.
You're walking in the world. Sorry, you're walking on the road.
Mhm.
I thought Drake had his Earthmobile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
it
going
did.
to the Hearthstone.
He did, but he teleported away from it several times.
Oh no.
Oh, and
I'm pretty sure it's back in the woods.
Oh yeah, it's true.
maybe
Hold
get
on.
wrecked because of the street monster.
I can just have Grandel follow his cemetery sense and fly out and meet him halfway.
could work.
Where's your Hearthmobile?
Hold on, let me see if this will work. And Drake just pulls out a set of keys and presses a button. And for a moment, nothing is heard. And then you just hear. And then the Hearthmobile jumps over a grave and stops right in front of us.
And explodes.
But then reform.
You're not the GM, motherfucker. You're without a car. You're gonna have to walk. Choices of consequences.
No!
Alright, so you guys are walking down the street past Baritone Park.
And now, I love that car.
I mean, you can probably recover it. It's just, just not immediately available. Jesus.
Should
I used
take
to
them
live
out.
there. I used to live there, Drake.
Jake, do you want to fill in Zoe on what exactly the gang's doing today?
So, basically, there's this fucker, an inbred something or whatever, basically a guy in black, and he's being like, oh, if you guys capture Mothman, I'll stop the witching hours. But Mothman's a cool dude, so we're like, nah, no way. Also, he tried to eat me, so he's quite a dick.
He tried to eat you?
Yeah, he tried to suck me, which I did not consent for.
Did you kick him in the shins?
I hit him with a broom.
Oh, okay.
And that was very rude of you.
Oh, inbred's here. How you doing, you
I
portly...
understand now. You're not saying I'm inbred, you are misunderstanding the name. It is inbred code. And Zoe, you see this very tall, Freaky Fred from Courage the Cowardly Dog looking motherfucker in a black suit with, chalk white skin approaching you and just an utterly unsettling smile. Hello, your name's Zoe?
Fuck you!
And, oh, so rude!
Immediate.
She flips him off.
Such a rude children.
Also,
Through hell today so far. Piss off. Weirdo.
also Zoe, he's
Yeah.
been cutting into other people's text conversations.
I just want to, you're being very rude too. You cut into text conversation, you change what people say. It's not nice.
You're the one doing it today, motherfucker!
A potato is a potato, yes?
You look so confused.
Either way, Zoe, do not trust the inbred guy.
No, so you can trust me. I'm Indrid Colt, your favorite friend.
I've never heard of you before in my entire life.
Listen, aren't you scared?
I'm scared 24/7, okay?
Monsters want to eat you. It's terrifying.
Okay, yes, but what does that have to do with anything?
Don't you think it would be better if this sort of thing don't happen?
I feel like that's a bad idea, because everything so far seems to...
Listen, I know Friends Ghost Boy is giving you ideas, but think of it. Monsters come because bewitching times. It's when the other dimensions get all hanky-panky.
Inbred.
I'm
Inbred.
pretty sure this is just a normal happening here.
Is normal? Is normal to be chased by old bloody eyes and woods?
Wait, how did you know that?
Were you there? Did you see me running for my life and do nothing, you asshat?
So much.
She's like,
Wait, Zoe?
jabbing her finger in his face.
Wait, Zoe, didn't you mention something about seeing another Mothman?
Oh.
Listen, I want Melody Mothman, no other Mothmans, okay?
She jabs him in the chest. What's this about you wanting to take Mothman when there's suddenly another Mothman around? Huh?
I just want to talk to Melody's I don't care about extra Mothmans. I want to talk to Melody's Mothman. Have
Really?
conversation, but he's avoiding me, so you get me. It's simple as you say, come to spots, you make traps, you put him in net or cage, and then he talks. And then I stop eating hour and no more monsters. So you're a smart girl. You are a very smart girl. You're so smart. You know so much about making good traps.
Inbred. Are you sure it's not because you want to become the new Beast of Sky?
Do I look like I have wings? Are you crazy?
I mean,
I mean-
you don't look like a person, so...
Yeah.
You're creeping me out, dude.
Yeah, let's go, Zoe. This guy ain't worth it.
Just think of it! No more monsters! No more friend cursed by aliens!
Zoe stops, like puts her hand on her chin, walks back to him, stomps on his toe, and runs off straight. Fuck you, old man!
Fuck you, old man.
Do that. Says to Drake.
And children hate you.
Grandel, as you're flying out of the wax museum to look for people, you eventually spot Drake and Zoe coming up the sort of suburban path that Kaiko takes to work, essentially.
We'll swoop down for a landing and plop down in front of them. Hello.
Grendel.
She silently stares at Grendel for
Zoe and Drake, Grendel lands before you. Zoe, can you also make a read a bad situation check?
Sure. 10... 11.
Cool. I'm not going to have you ask questions. You're just going to look, though you do get a hold of 3.
Okay.
For later.
Fool.
To use as a read bad situation check. You look around, like you see Grandel, and you suddenly are like, oh yeah, monsters, and you look around just to make sure you didn't miss anything, and you realize you see one of those hide-behinds next to a guy in like a hoodie with dark glasses, and the guy is giving him a little bag of what looks to be oregano. Hide-behind takes it. It gives the guy $5.
Oh god.
What
And-
the hell?
Yep, that's Gecko's hide behind.
What's the guy in the hoodie? Hey, do I know him?
No, you don't. And the guy runs.
That guy.
Oh,
One guy.
spook my dealer.
She looks to hide behind to Grendel, to Drake. I'm so confused, guys.
I love that today.
She turns back to Grendel
Hello.
and stares at him really closely.
Are you the lost people so waiting for?
No,
Indeed we are, Grendel.
it can't be. Gurgle?
I think you're mispronouncing my name. He's Grandel.
No, I remember you. You were by the church.
Yeah? I purify the water for the church.
I slept on the bench by you a couple times. I talked to you. Well, I mean, I talked at you, I guess. Some weird guy wanted to smash you, but I told him to piss off.
Just slow, stony blinks and goes, oh, I remember you. He's much bigger now.
You alive? What?
Yeah?
Is there anything not alive in Bewitched Melody?
I mean, we did see Sergeant Trundles.
Did he try and eat you?
No. It's Sergeant Trundles. He's chill. He's not big now.
Trundles!
God
A
damn it.
small pebble emerges from the ground on 2 tiny legs and says,
Well, there's lots of things that are alive in Melody.
when it starts off.
Yeah, that's just my day today.
Also, are we anywhere, like, inside of Big Mel?
You want to look?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, you look to see if Big Mel is anywhere. And you see him a couple blocks away on the highway. And when you look at him, Big Mel stops moving and slowly turns his head to look at you.
I turn away.
And you hear the footsteps.
We should move.
Grandel
What
swoops her up in his arms and he takes flight.
Everyone inside the Wax Museum, you hear a loud thud of giant footsteps outside.
Should we be concerned about that?
Probably.
Do you look outside?
for
Do you look outside the windows?
Draco is looking at the Watchers.
Don't worry. Orin Magoria has made this place very safe.
Okay, good.
Is anyone looking outside the front door of the
Yeah.
Wax Museum?
Yeah.
Hal is
You see Big Mel striding from the gas station across the highway, and you see his big legs move past him and out of your field of vision as you hear him, stepping around nearby buildings.
Teleporting later.
I'll
Zoom.
Okay, Drake teleported out. Grandel, Zoe, and the hide behind are there. The hide behind's like, oh fuck! I should have bought more weed.
That's Big Mel.
Randall's picking up
Gotta get out, little dudes.
Zoe and flying.
Oh god, now we're flying.
Hey, so,
Those 3 holds, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
What's the safest way to get out of this?
I believe at this point it would be act under pressure.
Oh, but I.
Grandel's got to do it, and Zoe, you gotta roll to help someone.
Lovely.
Okay. How do I do that again?
Act under pressure is
It's
cool. Lovely. This will be fun. Oh,
Help out is plus cool.
Shit. I got a 6.
How about a 3?
Oh no! Oh no!
Plus-
We're.
Hold on.
That's a total failure. Okay.
Hold on. I'm helping out as well.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Drake.
Randall's not very cool.
It's a fail and another fail for the help out, and then we gotta see if Drake can help.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Can I use one of my holds from Read Bad Situation to see the best way out?
Yeah, okay. Flying. Flying is the best way out.
Okay, Grendel, go as high as you possibly can.
Oh, yeah, he's getting out of reach if he can.
Okay, so Grandel went to grab you and fly. Zoe, you botched your help out, so you fall after he gets 8 feet into the air, and you fall in a flailing manner. You knock Grandel off balance, and he crashes to the ground. And there's a loud crunch as you break a bit of your wing.
Oh.
It's not like you'll never be able to fly again, but you're gonna have trouble flying right now.
Gotcha. In which case, he's just picking up the small child and running.
Oh.
And then Drake, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and distract Big Mel.
Alright, so you pop up Beetlejuice style in front of him, I'm guessing?
Yep. Zup, big fuck? How you doing this fine day?
It turns its head to you and says, "You are already dead."
Nani?
You're an ugly fuckwad. What of it?
And then he steps over you and continues pursuing the others. But giving them a bit more time. So, you two can both do another act under pressure.
Oh god. Yeah, he talks?
Meanwhile, Kaiko's just sitting. I just want to get information about the Men in Black. All I want.
I got a lovely 6.
Can we title this adventure Zoe's Bizarre Adventure?
I got a 5!
Zoe, you might want to luck roll.
What?
Well, spend a luck roll because at this point it's either being eaten like your brother or surviving.
I'm spending a luck roll.
What did you do, Draven?
I had a 6. I'm gonna burn a luck roll.
Okay.
Zoe, what the hell?
Okay, Zoe, things go to hell is the result of botching an act under pressure roll. So, Big Mel catches up with you.
Oh no.
And he picks you up in his hand and raises you up. Raven, you are, you're spending a luck point?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He is about to step on you, but you roll out of the way at the last moment. You can now do a kick some ass.
Lovely.
Drake, you might want to come get us.
Yeah.
Wait, you say get you or get them?
Oh, of
The
course.
rest of us.
Okay,
How-
yeah, Drake. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Drake teleports to them. Hey guys, you may want to help them.
Help
Again,
Alcohol is already out the door and running.
Big
I got a lovely 4.
Mel.
Or
That's my good stat. On the other hand, I did level up from it.
I guess today I die.
well, here's where all our bad rolls have been hiding. It's this session.
Okay.
Oh no!
Hal is
God.
following El Quaddle.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah, Isaac too.
Zoe tries to dark negotiator with
Plus
Big Mel?
side. Plus, okay.
Hey, you don't want to eat me, right? I'm so small. I barely weigh anything. I'm not gonna give you any kind of sustenance at
Okay.
all.
So Raven, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Oh
fine.
no!
You when you miss a kick some ass, something bad has to happen. Oh, okay. Big Mel kicks you with his boot and
Okay.
deals 5 harm.
Does this go past armor?
It does not go past armor.
Sweet. I'm actually doing okay.
Zoe's going to try and manipulate the Big Mel if he can think and reason.
Okay.
Okay. And I have a pleasant and friendly manner, so just being nice and, pleasant is a reason for me to miss it. So that is a 8. 10! Finally!
Awesome.
Hey, you don't
On a
want
10
to
plus, they'll do what you want as long as you do what you offer them.
Okay. Oh, fuck. If you leave me alone, I'll tell you about a nice, juicy person you could grab instead.
You would offer another human life in exchange for your own.
I mean, I don't know if he's human, but...
I will accept another human life in
Well,
exchange for yours.
He certainly looks like a human. His name is Ingrid.
No,
Oh,
I want a human life.
oh. This is really bad. And, fuck.
Do you accept this bargain?
No, I'm not gonna give you another person. You already ate my brother.
And Big Mel opens his mouth and lifts you up.
I'm calling on the favor the fucking
Take
fire
me,
owes
damn it.
Alright, everyone
Fire
else
never-
has got...
What?
Cool.
What are you saying, Zoe?
The fire never answered any of the questions I had, and I said I'd ask for them later. Back when I first talked to it, and it said, it would answer questions if it jumped to me.
Okay.
Alright, PT?
Yeah?
I kept getting talked over, but Kaiki was going to see this and, in utter panic, just focus her hand in the distance and use double whammy to use the fire on.
Okay. Roll that shit.
I
Roll that
rolled-
feed
I
footage.
rolled Hold on, that's a 3 plus a 12.
15.
And this is technically what, a kick some ass roll?
Actually, kick some ass roll using double whammy.
Awesome. You get to choose an extra effect. You can take advantage of one forward or give it to another hunter. You can inflict terrible harm, or you can force them where you want.
Force them where I want to drop Zoe.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And you're smacking him with, like, psychic fire?
Yes.
Alright. You unleash the fire spirit, and it flares into manifestation. Like, it now looks even bigger than it did when you had the gray device to manifest it in normal melody. It flares out, and it hits the back of Big Mel so hard that he stumbles forward, dropping Zoe about 50 feet from the air.
For Grandel to
So, other people have a chance to roll. Who wants to save Zoe?
I would like to save the friend.
I would
Yeah.
also
I rolled a help out earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one after Isaac says he talks.
Yeah, Isaac, what do you got?
Isaac was either probably going to run up, grabbing the assault rifle from his car, because he is woefully unprepared for this.
Yep. All right. Got that. You get it. You get it, and you get back to the situation. You guys are all like ready to take on Big Mel right now. Well, you're all there to take on Big Mel. I'm not sure you're ready.
Yeah, Taiko was actually standing back to the museum. So she throws us back, so she just basically took a sniper shot.
And El Coatl, what were you doing?
So our wonderful friend Zoe is following, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I roll a protect someone to save Zoe?
I think so. I think that's what that roll is meant for.
I got an 8 on the dice plus 1, so that's a 9.
All right. So that's a success, but you'll suffer some or all the harm they were going to get. So you leap, you grab Zoe, but like you have to leap very high into the air, and you fall, and you're not quite what you used to be. So you stumble a bit, you don't stick the landing, you take 5 harm.
Oh.
5 harm, gotcha.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh.
That's straight into dying. Great.
I mean, don't worry. I mean, worry, but okay. So you're incapacitated.
Also, TC that attack ignored armor if that matters.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I don't have armor.
I was talking about
Oh, yeah.
As a luchador, I feel like your HP should be a little bit higher than 5.
Everyone has the same
Everyone
HP.
has the same.
Oh yeah.
And I don't play enough to get experience, so I'm not.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let's say you are incapacitated for now.
That is perfectly fine. If
All
El
right.
Coatl dies today, El Coatl dies today.
Hal runs over to El Coatl, slaps his hands on his chest, which feels weird, and uses the weird power he's felt welling up inside him since this last weird melody shift. It uses lay on hands.
Fuck yeah.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, thank God.
So that's heal
Oh, damn.
plus 2 harm, and you're stabilized.
Oh, thank God.
Cool.
Big Mel reaches back and touches the part of his back, like the back, the part of his back that that Kaiko hit with fire. And he pats it, and you realize that that it's still burning. He pats it, and when he looks at his hand, which is now on fire,
Annoying.
and you see sort of a purple glow seep from Big Mel and extinguish the flames.
Oh. Hi, guys. We should go now.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say Grandel's gonna lag behind and try and take one hit at the knees to slow him down.
Miracle, no.
Could Isaac do something?
Yes, totally.
He's got the leave no one behind, where specifically to help people escape. I take a few shots with the rifle to distract them, so people can retreat back to the museum.
All right.
Which is... Ooh, that's a 9. Which
Okay.
on a 9, 7 or 9, you can either get them out or suffer no harm.
We'll say you get them out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna be like shooting at his face, just enough to annoy him, distract him.
And Big Mel's leering head turns to look at you.
Very annoying.
What's Grandel doing?
Well, actually, I was going to do the same thing he was, of take a shot at Big Mel to distract him so he can leave. But if he's doing that, I may as well just leave with everyone else.
All right. So everyone's retreating, like back towards the wax museum.
Yeah.
Hal,
And as you're all
Hal
as
is
you're all
helping.
retreating, Big Mal cocks his head to the side and says, "I'll be keeping an eye on you."
Zoe?
El Kawado lifts a finger up. It may or may not be a middle finger, but it is out of view of the camera to confirm what he's telling him to fuck off or not.
Tastefully censored.
Wait, does he say that looking at Zoe?
He says that looking at all of you.
Okay.
Hal is helping El Coato get back to the museum. He blatantly lifts a middle finger.
Grendel will actually...
just-
Sorry.
No, you first.
I say Grendel will actually shoot something that's not a smile or a dim-witted. I don't know what's going on. It's the hardcore glare of this thing's going to get burned one way or another, and I'm going to help.
Zoe pulls out her camera and puts the flash on as bright as she can, and that's all she has left.
And Drake goes, crouches, pulls out 2 middle fingers, and puts them together in the form of a cross.
And you all get back into the wax museum with Wallace the Watcher opening the door and motioning for you to like, get the fuck in, get the fuck in. Alright, you all get inside the wax museum, all of you. Kaiko, Hal, Zoe, Celia, Isaac, Grandel, El Coatl, Drake, the Hide Behind, all of you are back inside the museum.
Wait a second.
Hide behind what's booking it.
One of these things is not like the other.
The Hide Behind is like totally like basically his entire like body, but below, like above the waist, is bent up and touching the ceiling to fit inside.
It's like when you take one of those giant balloon men inside and they just like, oh god.
Oh, hey Celia!
So is it cool if I smoke some weed in here?
Sure.
He rolls himself a fat blunt and smokes it. Jesus Christ.
I think it's a good place to call it for tonight.
Mi amigo.
Yeah.
Point.
Probably a good place to stop.
Hal mutters under his breath, I should have made sure the rest of you burned.
What?
Zoe says,
what?
Almost died several times today.
I'm making reference to the fact that in his backstory, Hal did try to burn down Big Mel.
Oh.
None of you know that. I don't think Kaiko knows that. He keeps referencing
Well,
it.
Kaiko just tried to do so for real, so...
I mean, Isaac might just from the family, like, rumor mill.
You might, yeah.
You know that you probably know.
Kinda...
Cousin Hal, they probably underplayed it. Cousin Hal tried to vandalize Big Mel.
Yeah.
You probably thought he tried to draw with crayon on his boot or something.
Hal, my friend, I appreciate you in ways I cannot communicate verbally right now, because I'm not sure my spine is in alignment.
Oh.
Hal pats him again, and once again, that light comes out. It is a... Okay. That's an 8, so I take it into myself.
Oh.
Can I roll to heal the damage Hal just took onto himself?
Can we do that?
Yeah, if you have enough weird. One of the basic abilities of weird is you can use it to heal if you roll well enough. It's only like 1 HP though.
That's right, that's all I took.
Oh, so can I?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So you guys are in the wax museum.
That's a 12. Okay.
I made a very bad decision.
So are we calling it here, or...
I would like to do something to wrap up the session, but yes, this is essentially going to be the end.
Alright.
Mm.
guys. Zoe
Keep my
falls over.
secret. Or do I wait? Which would be better?
Nice. Hal winces for like half a second, and then Grandel gives him a drink of holy water.
Actually, he does like a quick cross across his chest and pats him on the shoulder, and just energy flows into him.
Okay. That's even better.
Hey, the priest taught me a little things.
So he looks at everybody. So I almost died a couple times. I'm going to lay down now.
Hello, it is good to see you again, Zoe.
She falls onto the floor.
Oh shit! Isaac will go over and medic check on her.
She's not hurt, so you amazingly took no harm in all that because of you guys.
I think she's alright, Isaac. I think that's just a mood.
That's the adrenaline crash.
Well, it was like Isaac was like looking at everyone, like, alright, I'm gonna go, gotta help people fix up, and then it's like people started using magic to heal, and he's like, gotta feel helpful somehow.
I need to work on my landings.
I need to figure out what the fuck I just did.
And guys, we have all learned a valuable lesson tonight. Do not look at fucking Big Mel.
Yeah, I said that earlier when he chased me down when I accidentally glanced at him earlier. Like, earlier this day.
Look,
listen.
I don't think
Stop
it
trying
matters
to talk
anymore.
to the monsters.
Guys, can I confess something?
Yeah?
I don't actually know what happened for the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah,
No.
he's going through.
Someone followed me to gloat.
Yeah, it's the same person who doxed her earlier.
Apparently, it's actually one person with 2 accounts, so that makes me feel a little better. There's less of them.
Okay, that's pretty fucked up. Should we call it here?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
stop recording.